sing and dance in front tent takuonyesha baba mzuri. If you're someone who really struggles with self-confidence, then this is definitely the video for you. Let's just be realistic, guys. Not everyone is born with an inbuilt sense of confidence. When we're talking about confidence, lack thereof is mostly because of your personal experiences, or you just suffer from low self-esteem, which is okay because you can still build your confidence. So today I came up with 10 tips that can help you build your confidence. First of all, let's say all things that self-confidence is not. Self-confidence is not arrogance. It's not always having to be right. It's not looking down on others. A self-confident person is a person who is able to do what they think is right, but not at the expense of someone else. Yes, they do have their own beliefs, but not at the expense of someone else. They do whatever they think is right, despite it not being popular. A self-confident person is also willing to take risks. They're willing to accept their mistakes and learn from them instead of sulking. A self-confident person is actually really able to accept a compliment. I know that is a big problem to so many people, but a confident person is actually really willing to accept compliments and respond accordingly. Finally, a self-confident person is usually very optimistic. So let's get right into the steps that you can use to build your self-confidence. Number one is being a rational thinker. I know for overthinkers, this is a big challenge for them, but listen. When you're a rational thinker, actually let's say when you're irrational, you keep on thinking that everyone in this world is judging you. You can't do anything, you can't sneeze in peace, you can't just eat in whatever way you want to eat, you can't eat whatever you want to eat, you can't look a certain way because you're always feeling like someone is judging you. But it's high time you start challenging that line of thinking, because come on, there are over 7 billion people in this world, and why would they just be looking at you? The whole earth is big. It's so big. There's no way that everyone is just looking at you, waiting for you to fail so that they can laugh at you. Just let's do away with that kind of thinking. I remember being in high school doing music, and in one of those tests that we had was singing folk songs, but you also had to dance while singing, and there was always a big crowd. So on my first ever attempt to sing and dance in front of audience, I was really shaking. In my mind, I was thinking, what if I don't sound good enough? What if I don't dance well? What if they don't like the song? What if... I had a lot of what ifs. At that moment, I just wanted to dash out of that hall and disappear from the world. But then I told myself, I'm not the only one who's going to perform. There are other people who are going to perform. Why would they just be eyeing me? Why would they just be concentrating on what I'm going to do? I'll just have to go there and do my thing and get out. Because honestly, no one even cares. They're obviously just there for their own entertainment. They don't care how you do it. You just go and do it yourself. And honestly, that is when I started feeling more confident in whatever I was doing. So number 2 way of gaining self-confidence is affirming yourself. Just giving yourself affirmations. You could do it in the morning or whatever time you just feel like, but I prefer doing it in the morning. I actually started that, let me call it a culture of affirming myself every evening before I sleep, and in the morning immediately I wake up. I downloaded an app. The app that I use that gives me affirmations every morning, and then I just repeat whatever affirmation I'm told. I mean, it helps. It reminds you of your worth. It makes you think of yourself as a higher person, not better than the rest, but like you're just a higher being. You're a good person. You're a better person than the person you were yesterday, and honestly, that's all that matters. Affirming yourself is, it can be your own love language to yourself. You know, self-love is also important. You don't need it. You don't just need love from someone else. You can just give love to yourself. So affirming yourself is definitely very important. And in the same line as affirming yourself, talk to yourself too. A lot of my friends think I'm crazy because they will always find me talking to myself, though not as a crazy person, but I would just be talking to myself, telling myself that no, this shouldn't be working like this should be working in this way. I just like talking to myself. I like having conversations with myself. Number 3 is showing yourself compassion. You're human, you're not perfect. You will always make mistakes, but that shouldn't be the end of your life for you. It's part of life. It's part of the journey that you go through every single day. But you have to be soft to yourself. You have to show compassion to yourself. Let's say you set out to do something, but it ends up not working out. You don't have to punish yourself so harshly, because I mean, things do happen. Things don't always align as per what we want, but you just have to be soft with yourself. You have to understand yourself. You're human. You have to treat yourself like a child would want to be treated when they do something wrong. They wouldn't want to be scolded the whole day because of something that they did. They would want to be shown love. So show love to yourself. So we're on to number 4. Be self-aware. Self-awareness is one thing that people really take for granted. You need to know yourself, yeah? Most of the time we try to fit ourselves into some kind of mold that the society has made. Like, you have to be a certain kind of person, you need to do a certain kind of thing, you need to accomplish this by this time, putting time limits to yourself. As in, you're just not yourself, you don't know what you like. You end up being so immersed into what the world thinks is right and what should be done that you end up forgetting yourself. You end up forgetting what you like doing, what your values are, what you think is best for you, or actually what you know is best for you. You just want to do what the society wants. No, you need to start doing things for yourself. You need to be aware of what makes you happy, what makes you sad, what you consider important, what you don't consider important. Once you have recognized the kind of things that make you, you'll end up living a much better life. You'll be so much confident walking out here. You'll be able to back up whatever you're saying because you believe in it. You don't want to end up having a false perception of yourself. You want to be your higher self. You want to be the best version of yourself that ever lived. Number 5. Build your self-confidence by getting out of your comfort zone. I know this is a bitter pill to swallow, but you need to get out of your comfort zone. I know that was a problem for me so much. That used to be a problem for me. I still do struggle with it a little bit, but I'm at a much better place than I was 4 years ago. Getting out of your comfort zone. Go out there and do something that you never thought you would do. You don't need to stay in that same place that you've been in a cycle. You're just in one cycle. You're not changing. You're not bettering yourself. You're not experiencing any new things. You're just in your comfort zone. Get out of your comfort zone. I remember growing up telling myself that I don't think I would ever learn any language outside Kiswahili, English, and maybe a little of my vernacular. But then someone close to me told me, why don't you try and study Mandarin? And in my mind, I was just like, yeah, that's impossible. That is so impossible. And that was back in 2019. So after putting so much thought into it, I decided, why don't I just try this Mandarin, learning this language? It seemed so impossible. I got into, it was a class of 30 students. I had never learned any Chinese word in my life. I only knew the greeting, ni hao. That's the only thing I knew in Chinese. I was not even sure whether it was Chinese or not, but that was literally the only thing I knew. So I got into class, we were about 30 students, none of us knew Chinese, and it was a 3-month program. So after those 3 months, the best student was to get an opportunity to travel to China for the winter camp for like just about a little over 3 weeks. Yeah, about 3 weeks. So getting into class, I'd already told myself that I'm just doing this for fun, though I don't think it will work. So technically in my mind, I had already set myself out for failure. 3 weeks into the program, I realized that I really enjoyed this language, and it was not as hard as I thought it was. I did enjoy the language, the music. It was really nice. It was a new culture. So towards the end of those 3 months, we had an oral exam where we had to read some text that was written, and the best student was the one to be chosen to go to China. And I kid you not, within my just my first try, I aced it. I aced it. The teacher called me and told me that he liked the way I spoke in Chinese. Though I was not perfect. I'm still not perfect in Chinese. It was just the extra effort that I put into it. He told me that he liked it and I would be the one to represent the whole class in China. And just like that, I got an opportunity to visit a country I never thought I would ever visit in my teens. So get out of your comfort zone. My best piece of advice out of all this time would be getting out of your comfort zone. Go do that thing that you think you cannot do. That thing that you think it is impossible. Do it. You'd rather do it and fail than not do it at all. Number 6 is letting go of negative thoughts. Your negative surrounding, negative people. Let go of all that negativity from your life, because they suck a lot of your positive energy. They get into your positive aura and just destroy everything. So let go of that all those negative vibes. See, these people who claim to be your friends, but they're always like, you can't even do that. Don't even try it. You can't do it. Do not even attempt. It's unlike you. You're not suited for that. You don't fit in there. Such kind of friends. Let go of them. They're the ones who are killing your self-confidence. If you believe in yourself, if you want to do something, align yourself with positive vibes. Align yourself with people who have the same interests as you. Because they'll be there to always motivate you, to always tell you that you're doing okay, you're doing alright. Though you don't necessarily need someone else to tell you that you're doing okay, you have to be your own cheerleader, but still, it is way better having positive people in your life. It's an extra push for you. You'll become more confident walking out here, because in your mind you'll just be like, so and so told me I'm doing a good job, and I also believe that I'm doing a good job. So I mean, anyone who comes with anything negative, that's their own problem. That seems like a them problem. That's not your problem. So I'm doing okay. Number 7 is self-care. When I hear that word or those two words, I just feel at ease. Self-care, taking care of yourself, taking care of your appearance. I know sometimes, yeah, we're only human. Sometimes you look a little crusty. Yeah, sometimes you do look a little crusty, but you don't have to look crusty all the time. You don't need to look like your problems. Hmm? You're not here out here trying to look like our problems. You're not trying to look like our problems at all. Look good. You don't need to break the bank just to take care of yourself, just to look good, just to smell good. I mean, just something as simple as taking a shower. That's already a step to self-care. You don't have to buy a really expensive perfume to smell nice. For example, in Nairobi, not even in Nairobi, in Kenya, I don't know about other countries. In Kenya, Nairobi CBD, you can get a tiny perfume for like 150 shillings or less. Just they give you a tiny sample of the kind of perfume that you want for just 100 bob, 150 shillings, and you'll be smelling good for like a month. You don't need to overdo with the smell. Just smell good, a little, just smell good. Your hair, you don't need to go to the most expensive stylists in your area so that you can look good. No, you just need to comb your hair. Wake up and do something as simple as combing your hair. It goes a long way. If your preference is shaving, go to the kinyozi, go to the barber. If you don't trust your barber, you have a problem, we'll talk. You may attend. You may attend. Tutakuonyesha baba mzuri. But wash your hair. Oh my god, I cannot stress this enough. Wash your hair. Some of you are out here with hair smelling like... Let me not dive into that, but it's... Just wash your hair. Even when you have braids, you can still wash your hair. You can wash your hair and then you air dry. If you don't have a dryer or a blow dryer, you can still air dry in the sun. Just wash your braids, air dry, and everything will be fine. Not staying with... Some hair really has some musty smell, and that doesn't build your confidence, because you don't want to be walking around and everyone is just holding their nose and they're just like... Another thing, brush your teeth. You want to be walking around and having people turn their heads just to see, oh my god, who's that girl, who's that guy, they look really nice. I mean, it boosts your confidence when people are out there just complimenting you left, right, center. It feels nice. Number 8 is giving back. When you're helping others, you also feel confident. I mean, you feel nice when someone sits somewhere and is like, wow, I remember Rebecca did this for me, and it feels so nice. She did this for me willingly, without even bragging. They feel much better. You feel much more appreciated when you're just doing something from deep down, that it will motivate you to go and help out some more. Or just doing something good for someone will improve how you view yourself and how you value yourself. It's just a different kind of feeling. You feel great. You don't necessarily have to do something so extravagant. It can be something as simple as sending maybe your friend a congratulations card. Let's say they got the job, or just something. Number 9 is giving credit to your current achievements. Whether it is buying your first pair of shoes, or buying your first phone, buying your first car, or getting that good grade that you've always wanted, being the top of your class, whatever kind of achievement it is, do not downplay it. It is yours, it is your achievement. It helps you become confident. Just because someone else thinks that is something so low, that is something that can be easily achieved, it was not easy for you. It took you time to achieve it, and eventually you achieved it. So don't just brush it off. Don't just downplay yourself. You have to appreciate yourself. Whatever kind of achievement that you've made, it was yours. You did it. whatever kind of achievement it is that you had. And I guarantee you, it will build your confidence. And finally, number 10 is setting realistic goals. Yep, setting realistic goals for yourself. Don't go ahead and set something that, okay, I know the sky is not the limit. In fact, yeah, they say the sky is the limit, but the sky is just our point of view. But let us set realistic goals. See, you first try something that's achievable by you. It's not, no, you can actually set a goal that is like up there, yes, but you need steps towards getting to that goal. You don't just wake up one day and boom, you have whatever you asked for. It's a step, it's a process. Life is a process. So you have to set yourself a realistic goal at the end of a certain time frame, a certain time period. Don't just wake up one day and say you want 50 businesses by the end of 2 months, when you haven't even started your first business. You're not even sure how things are going to work out with your first business, but you're just there saying you want 50 businesses by the end of 2 months. Now, we just have to be realistic with ourselves. So that also softens the blow of not being able to achieve whatever you wanted. Let's say you set out to get those 50 businesses of yours by the end of those 2 months. It will hurt less not getting your one business to work than not getting 50 businesses to work at once. The blow is less on the one business, but on 50 businesses, that it doesn't make sense. It will be too much for you to handle. And yeah, that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please do share, like, and subscribe, and leave a comment, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out. Love you guys.